Hello everyone and welcome to the chassis variant series, myself Critical Rocket, and we're kicking off this week with the Stalker series. Now, many of you who are longer term viewers of the channel will be aware of my love-hate relationship with the Stalker. I love to have them in my team when there's a good player who's using them, and I love to shoot them down because they're nice big targets, and I hate piloting them not because I dislike the mech, but because I know I'm a detriment to the team in these things. They've been one of those mechs, a bit like the Cataphract in the heavies, that I've just never had a really good sort of run with for some reason. Just can't seem to play very well with them. And it'll be evident in this series, this part of the series, that unlike the Awesomes, where I had just a phenomenal run, this is just a calamity. But it's not to say that the Stalker isn't a good mech. Just want to preface that. It is a resoundingly good assault mech. Now, short bit of history on the Stalker. It was built in the late 2500s as part of the reunification war, which gives an idea of its age. This is pre-Star League as mechs go. It was an assault chassis from the off, built specifically for going in and taking faces. It was equipped for all-range combat, and as such, being only 85 ton, it actually brings more firepower than some of its heavier brethren. Obviously, at the downside that it doesn't carry quite as much armour, and it's still a relatively slow mech actually from the off. So it's big on firepower and not so much on armour and speed. So it inhabits a very unique spot, I feel, within the weight categories as well. As it always seems like 85 tonners tend to carry a bit more weaponry than 90 and 95 tonners. So yeah, they inhabit a kind of unusual spot within that weight range. This is the 3fb. This is a model that was introduced in the 2700s for the Star League specifically. The reason it's an FB model is because it's a Royal variant. Royal battle mechs were used specifically for Star League units. This isn't something that the Great Houses would have access to. As such, many of these would only have been seen on the front lines for the likes of Alexander Kerensky's armies against Stefan Amaris. And the 3fb also left the Inner Sphere with Kerensky's Exodus forces as well. None of them remained afterwards, which meant that the Inner Sphere was down a ECM-capable Stalker. So this was quite an important development, because that having an assault mech that carried ECM at the time during things like the Succession Wars would have been a very big boon, and as I said, given the Stalker's immense amount of firepower, that could have been quite a game changer in some cases. So ultimately this mech makes a few concessions compared to other Stalker models. It's not as heavily armed, but it's still deadly. Carries 2 LRM-15s instead of 10s with Artemis fire control. It has 2 ER large instead of 2 standard large. It has some medium lasers, the Quartet, but it drops the 2 SRM-6 launchers in favour of having the ECM and the extended weapons, the LRM-15s. As such, heat is still an issue for the 3fb, even with the standard double heat sinks it comes with rather than singles. I actually find it in MechWarrior Online, it's pretty good, possibly one of the better Stalker versions to get in the game. It's definitely the one that I would always take. The ECM is pretty much a no-brainer these days, and having an ECM-capable assault is always a benefit, much like having a DDC, or at least how that used to be back in the day. Anyone remember DDCs back in the day when they were the shit to take when you wanted ECM? That feels like it was so long ago. Oh yeah, because it was. So I would recommend it. If you haven't had a go at the Stalker 3fb, it's well worth picking up for the C-bill price. It's obviously quite malleable. It has 6 energy and 2 missile hardpoints. The energy's spread between the arms and the side torsos, and the missiles are in the arms as well. So it can still fight even if it loses a side torso. Obviously it's not something I would ever recommend an XL engine in. Light fusion, of course, these days, and it can definitely benefit from some of the new tech that's out there. Apologies, I'm still getting over a cold at the time of recording this. So Yeah, as I said, definitely one I would recommend. Definitely a great frontline choice. And if you haven't been in Stalkers for a while and you want something new to skill up, this is worth it. It's a damn good mech. And this is coming from me, who's a bit of a curmudgeon-y sod, who's always had a bit of a back and forth like-dislike of Stalkers. I do like this one. Yeah, that's pretty much it now. I don't think there's much left of this round. It was a bit of a short and sweet one. Some of the others were a bit more painful to watch, believe it or not. So thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one, and I'll catch you next time. Thank you, and bye. Bye. Bye.
Destroyed. LRM destroyed. Medium laser destroyed. New target acquired.